Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Let's see. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 11:43. 11:43. Here on the Eastern Slope, Colorado. Heavy overcast. There's a little cat looking at me. And another little Pugsley dog looking at me. It's been raining off and on. That's a temp. Temp's 40 again, but it's been in the low 30s since last evening, and was supposed to snow this morning. I thought at 9 o'clock. It did not do that. Just kind of a mist, more or less, I guess. We're supposed to get snow tonight, but I don't know. They keep saying snow, and I never see any snow. I woke up last night, went outside in the middle of the night looking for snow, and there wasn't any snow. But it is heavy overcast. Looks like it could rain. Looks like it could snow. Temperature's not going to get over 40. It says 40 now. It'll probably go back down pretty soon. Winter weather. Early winter. That's okay. It's fall. Supposed to do this. So I've been pretty busy this morning. Got up and did an early blog and did some paperwork that I've been working on, and just busy. And so just getting around to, about this time, I guess I've been getting around to this. Doing my my podcast about close to noon. I'm going to have to get up earlier. I used to do these at 7 in the morning. So today we're drinking in a Starbucks large cup with a lot of ice, water. Oh, boy, does that taste good. Tastes real good. Podcast today. Let's see. Somebody's behind me, wants me to get going. So the podcast today is about releasing control. And for those of you that are with this ride every day, we are now heading east for about 3 miles. So releasing control. And what I want to talk about first, I don't know if it has anything to do with releasing control or not, but I want to talk about it. I just left the club, where I go down and kind of work out, clean up, and all that good stuff. And, I meet a variety of people. Some just a delight. Some just not. Today, I had the pleasure to meet a gentleman who lockered next to me. And we got into a conversation. I just basically said good morning and how are you? And I kind of wanted to talk to him. I wanted to find out more about him. And he was very talkative. He said that he was almost 90 years old. I believe he said 86, nearly 87. So I'm assuming his birthday's coming up real quick. Japanese guy. Little man. I thought his eyes were blue. Now that I think about it, he had these bright eyes. And, white hair around his balded top of his head. Well kept. Dressed really well. Not an ounce of fat on him. Looked in excellent shape. I commented on that. I said something to him about, you look really healthy. Do you feel healthy? And of course his voice was really vibrant, right? And his eyes were awake and alive. And he was full of, I don't want to over-exaggerate it, but he was enthusiastic. He wanted to talk, and he could talk about anything you wanted to talk about. He's a retired engineer from who worked at IBM. And, you know, IBM's everywhere. So, you know, he worked at IBM in California and Colorado and Minnesota and North Dakota. Oh, gosh. He went on and on. I can't remember all the places, but... And he had really cool jobs. I asked him about, you know, do you have anything really interesting or fun or exciting or secretive? And I guess at one point he worked with a couple secret projects. Of course, who knows what's secret. And he really enjoyed that. And he said working for IBM, I don't mean to toot the horn of IBM, because he had both good and bad to say. I mean, but way back when he was working for IBM, it was a family, he said. And everybody took care of everybody, and it was really beautiful. And he said now you wouldn't want to work for them or for any large corporation because nobody treats you good anymore. You know, wise old man, huh? And he was kind of down on millennials. I think he said he had, oh gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 grown kids, all with their kids. He had like, I don't know, give or take a dozen grandkids and a lovely family. Lovely, lovely family. And spent a lot of time with them. I think they mostly live around here now. Family was from Minnesota or something. I don't know how he got there. I brought up the California thing because I figured he probably came straight from, Asia over to California and settled there. I lived there. So I kind of know, where some of these different cultures migrate to. But he had a great time. It sounded like he spent, 17 years or so in California working for IBM, somewhere. But we got talking, and what we got talking about was neuroscience. Go figure. This guy understands stuff better than most, regardless of age. He's well read. He talks about having the ability to stay current every day, both from the internet as well as papers. He's always current with news and events and things going on in the world, and of course has his own personal views, which that's great. And he just said age is an abstract thing based on what you believe. Whew. I mean, is this guy a neuroscientist or what? Does he understand quantum mechanics or what? What a beautiful, beautiful man. And says, not bragging at all. This guy does not have much of a ego at all, you know. And he just says age is the kind of thing that, you know, is in your head. It's what you think. It's what you believe. And he saw no reason for himself not to live less than 100 years old or more. You know, I don't know how he phrased it, but it was something to do with, you know, I certainly have the capability of living, you know, a little bit over 100 years old. And sounded like it was no big deal. That's what I'm going to do. It isn't anything medical people have to say. It's what I have to say. I'm going to probably live a little bit over 100. And he says where he's from, and I didn't ask him any particulars. He was saying that people live well into their hundreds. Now, I don't know what that means. I assume it means over 100. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, how old can you live? 110? 115? I don't know. I'm sure there's people that are pretty old that are not documented. And probably Asian people. Now, back in his day, they ate natural food. Americans used to eat natural food. And they lived longer. So I have no reason to disbelieve it. But anyway, it was the nicest encounter I've had in a long time. And I expressed that to him. I just told him, you know, I will certainly look forward to seeing you again here. And hopefully we can sit down and talk sometime at more length. Anyway, that was my deal with that. I don't know what it has to do with releasing control. But my blog this morning was about that. And, you know, I'm just going to touch on it. I'm not going to spend a long time talking about it. But think of the people we run into, unlike this old guy. And most everybody's trying to control themselves and other people and situations and events and life and family and work and money, and you know, they got an opinion and a controlling attitude. And the reason for that is because of, as I talk about in my blog, fear. You know, if you're fearful, the way you reduce fear is to try and gain some control, right? And so therefore people that are controlling are really scared. I mean, they're not going to ever say that to you. They're not going to talk about their fears and, you know, being scared of whatever the heck it is they're trying to control or being obnoxious about. But it's fear. And the progression of that, I mean, this is real simple stuff, you guys, as you all know. I mean, I'm probably not even telling you anything that's new, but, you know, the progression to that is that you're controlling, you have fear, and you got the fear when you were a little person growing up, you know, from a parent or parents or adults in your life. And you saw that because of their fear, they tried to control things. I don't know what, you know, their family, their friends, work. And what it gave them, again, going on with the progression of the whole thing, it gave them a sense of control. It gave them a sense of power. And the little person, you, the little person, who have some control issues, saw that they got some power out of having control, and it reduced their fear, right? And some of the power turned out to be a positive thing, of course, and some of the power turned out to be a negative thing. So the progression goes on with, as you get to be a little bit older, say like around 10, 12, 14 years old, you start formulating perceptions based on these observations, modeling, and beliefs that you're acquiring growing up before age 7, right? And your perception may happen to be, I like having power. And I like the way that worked for whoever. And you acquire this attitude, this thinking, this style, this manner of controlling situations. So maybe you become a boisterous little kid. Maybe you become an ornery little kid, and you start telling other kids how things are and what to do, and you sense that you have some power, but when you get power, the negative comes along with it. People are standoffish to you, right? So that's the progression all the way back to where it starts at. You don't have to go to a psychotherapist and spend 5 years and a bazillion dollars paying for that guy or that gal to take vacations or have nice clothes. I just gave you the answer. Scientifically, that's how it was acquired. You don't need to go back and relive all that stuff. You need to go back and find the point where the belief system and the perception was acquired, and you need to change the belief or the perception, and therefore be willing to give up the sense of power, the sense of control, and get into the unknown, the quantum field, and realize that there's more value in the love and the joy that you feel in the unknown. And there's nothing scary about it. And it's safe and it's secure. There, I just gave you 5 years of psychotherapy for free. Just a side note, and again, just a side note, and you guys know my view on that. I don't dislike psychotherapists. I just think that it's outdated now. It no longer fits. It doesn't apply. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. The way people are now dealing with mental health issues is through science. People can understand science. What I talk about is science. My background is 43 years of psychology, doing psychotherapy. It doesn't work anymore. This works, what I do now, discussing the science behind the mental health, neuroscience, the brain, and your nervous system. There's actually, and they're trying to say it's been around for a long time, and it's not true. There's a thing called neuropsychology now. Well, somebody in the last 2-3 years decided to coin the phrase neuropsychology. My attitude is much different than that, because those are trendy people probably want to stay away from. What you're looking for is somebody who understands neuroscience and has a background in psychology. So being able to release your control, to give up the control, allows you to get into the quantum field where you are in the unknown, which after you're there, you will come to realize that is very safe and secure, and the abundance of love and joy is overwhelming. Good water today. So anyway, you guys, have a good day. It's a beautiful day here. We're supposed to have snow for 2 more days. We haven't even had snow, but they say it's going to keep snowing for 2 more days. Somehow I'm missing the grass right here next to me is green as can be. The soccer fields are all green. I don't see any snow anywhere, but I'm sure within the next day or 2 we'll get some snow, and they'll be happy with that. But anyway, have a great day, you guys. Have a great day. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to you all again real soon. See you. Bye.